Yesterday's discussion, we did completed operators. So operators. We had discussed all this yesterday. So type conversion, how to convert one data type to another data type. What different functions do we have? All that we had discussed. So we do have completed operators as well. So the other important topic we need to start is we need to do few basic programs and then jump to the control statements. Okay. So before I move further, quick question for you friends. Can you see my screen and am I visible, audible to all of you? Am I clearly audible? Just can you please confirm on that in the chat box? Is my screen visible? That is one thing. Second thing, am I audible to all of you? Please answer in the chat box. Only Giridhar replied back. How about others? Are you okay with this? Screen is visible. Audio. How about audio? Okay. So now let's start doing some basic programs in Python. So this is a basic program, but finding sum of two numbers. So why don't you try this first? We can start doing from here onwards, just few good programs, and then we continue to the next topic. Okay. So first thing is finding sum of two numbers. How do you do that? It's a simple and basic program. So sum of two numbers means you know how to do that. So what is that you should do? If you want, you can use Python prompt, or if you want, we can use idle for that. So what you do is open idle. We'll do this simple program. Ideally, there is a typo. You can use any version of your choice. It's not like should use 3.8. You can use 3.12, the latest version as well. So what do you do right now? So just go to the, so this is idle is it's a mixed mode, right? It has interactive mode. This is all interactive. Now you can also create a program in batch mode in idle, new file. Okay, maybe today I'll show you how to install Pycharm as well, so that we can start using Pycharm from today onwards. Okay, so save this program first. So this is adding two numbers, right? So just give it as add.py. Okay, maybe you save it in some non-E drive so that you don't have more pressure on your C drive. Okay. So generally it's better always to save in non-C drives so that your performance of your machine doesn't affect. Okay. Now save this. Save it as add.py. Now what is that we should do first? We have to start creating program. Maybe always make sure you provide proper comments. So this is sum or addition of two numbers. You can give as you like. Okay, sum of two numbers. And then you can, maybe if you want, you can add author name, something like Manoram, something like this. So similarly, if you want, you can add more to this. Okay, you can just add author, okay, colon something, and then here you can give program colon something. So this is how you have to define formats. Okay, and then now declaring variables to find sum of two numbers. What is that you should do? How many variables are required? Two variables. So declare those two variables, a equal to 10, b equal to 5, and then c equal to a plus b. Now print all this result and this input variables, all that. If you want to print off, what is that? You can just type like this, the sum of, okay, use a placeholder a and b is, see this is how you have to create a simple print function, is some one more placeholder. In place of these three placeholders, values get substituted. Close the double quotes, apply format function. To this format, pass the variables as per the order you want to substitute these variables in these placeholders. In whichever the order you want to substitute these variables, in that order we have to pass here. First it should be A, second B, third C. So I passed it in format method A first, B second, and C third, and close the print function as well. Okay. So this is the simple printer here. So when you run this, you can see the output. So save this program. See, this is how just a simple program to find sum of two numbers. So got it right? All of you are clear on this? Please test this code by you all as well. You can see the sum of 10 and 5 is 15. This makes more sense, right? So this is how you have to create your programs with meaningful output statements so that testing becomes easy for you. Of course, when you really code, and when you try to deploy that code, when you try to move it into some production or something, you have to remove this comments, sorry, this prints. We don't need prints. We implement something called logging. I'll show you that as well. How do you work in a real programming is we don't use prints. Instead of prints with the same text, we apply something called logging. Okay, so I'll show you that as well. Okay, so now this is the quick idea about sum of two numbers. So why don't you try this program yourself? Please test this program, friends. Test it. You can also test along with me. Okay. Yeah, you can use hash as well. See, for single line comments, suppose if you want, you can also give comments like this using hash. Then you should remove this triple quotes. Generally, for multi-line comments, when you work in a project or a program in a development, we put this triple quotes for multi-line comments. Okay, or for some documentation. But if you want for a single line comments, you can apply hash as well. It's up to you. Okay. So here maybe you can adding two numbers to make it more sense. So okay. And then printing results, printing output. So this is how you have to provide comments when you are working in a real programming. But are you good okay with that? Triple quote is for multi-line, hash is for single line. You can see here, right? So the same thing we can just simplify with triple quotes. Usually, if you have multi-lines, using triple quotes like this at the beginning and at the end makes more sense. Okay, this is more recommended one, but it's up to you again. See, these are two different ways we provide comments by using hash for single line statements like this, single line comments. Okay, for multi-line comments, this is how you define story. So following all this is always a hygiene. You have to maintain a code hygiene in your development. In such cases, using all this is always a recommended practice. You have to adopt these practices. Okay. So because this we do in our code so that it makes more sense by looking at the program itself. You can easily understand what you are doing in the program. Okay. So are you able to test your code now? I just shared you the code please test it yourself. That is very important for us. Please test your code. Okay, this is greatest of two numbers. Shall we jump to another program? Why don't we have a quick practice? Another program is program to find area of a triangle. Let's try this. So try this program. So have so because we need to do big automations. If you want to implement much more complex automations, you should start and practice it properly. That is very important. Do it while you are in the class itself. Okay, and still, if you have issues, don't hesitate to discuss with me or clarify your doubts. Okay, great. The area of a triangle. It's simple. This is the formula. Based on that, you can create the program easily without any issues. Half base into height. Just try that. Then I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Able to complete this program, area of a triangle. If not, I'll show you. See here, just simple. So next thing, you can just change the name of the program here. This is, so you can go to the file, new file, and then save it as area.py. Anyhow, you don't need to say .py here. It will automatically get saved with .py. Okay, you can see here. Area, just type area. .py will be automatically taken by the this thing itself. Now, what is that you should do? The formula is half base into height, right? So copy this for defining your metadata. This is called metadata program. So what is the program? Area of a triangle. So next one. So author is something. If you want, you can add date as well if you wish. Okay, next one. So how many variables you have to define? Declaring input variables. What is that you should do? Declaring input variables. So what is that? For area, we did base and height. So base equal to some 10.5 and height equal to some 11.6, something like this. Then area equal to, so if you want, you can say 1/2 into base into height. Otherwise, you can put 0.5. So, but for Python, we don't have issue because single slash gives you decimal quotient. So we don't have a problem. But in C, C++, Java, better either provide 0.5 or do the whole bracket, base into height whole bracket by 2. Otherwise, you get 0, output as 0 because by default 1/2 perform integer division. Integer division means it will round off this output 0.5 to 0 itself. But here we don't have issue because this performs decimal division and returns quotient. So we don't have a problem here in Python. Okay. And finally, print it. How do you print? Print the area of, okay, placeholder 1 and place base and height is this one. Okay. There's a little typo here. And then double quotes and then apply format and then pass the variables as per the order you want, base, comma, height, comma, area. Okay. And close that this thing. So maybe you can, this is actual logic. Maybe if you want, you can see logic for area. Okay. Just make it more clear. And the printing output. So this is how you have to make sure printing output. A proper comments is always a good approach. Okay, so what do you do right now? Run this program. So what is that we should do is run it, run module. You can see here, go to the run, and there you have that run module option. You can see here, go to the run and click on run module here, run FI. FI is that, or you can directly press FI. It's up to you what you want to choose. Run module, you can see the area of 10.5 and 11.6 is 60 point. Okay, so this is the perfect output. Okay, is this clear for all of you? This is the simple idea how to create a simple program in Python. See, these are all simple things. We don't have much issues with Python programming. You can see here, right? You can also try this if you didn't have implemented it. So please try that. Okay, are you clear on this? These basic programs? Do you understand how to start writing coding with simple programs? Are you good with that, friends? Can I get NS from all of you? Can I get an S from you? Others, please try to answer in the chat box. So, okay, good. Right then. So here, so what do we do right now is let's install Pycharm. So we can start working with Pycharm so that we can debug and we do lots of sorts in that Pycharm. Okay. My preferred IDE is Pycharm for Python development. Okay. So it's up to you which one you want to choose. Already I have Pycharm with me. I don't need to install separately. You can install Pycharm Community Edition. I'll just show you how to do that. So what do you do right now? So you can go to this thing. So what you can try is you can just type here in the. So now we are trying to download and install Pycharm, friends. Ready for that, all of you? So what you do is just keep following me. So the activity right now we are doing is installing Pycharm. Okay. So if we should install Pycharm, what is that we should do? Go to the Google and just type here download Pycharm. Okay, enter. Okay, this is the Pycharm JetBrains website. So if you want to download, click on this download Pycharm. Okay, accept all these cookies. This is professional version. You don't need this professional because it's a trial version. So again, they charge for you if 30 days are over here. You can see here. This is just a free trial for 30 days. So if you want a free version, scroll down. You can see here Pycharm Community Edition. This is what we need. So once you go to that website, maybe I'll just share you in the chat box. Okay, this is the download site for Pycharm. What do? Go to that, just check in the Google, download Pycharm, and then go to that website. And then open that website and scroll it up. And you can see here Community Edition. Following these steps. All of you are following. Then download, click on download and choose. It depends on your machine. You just choose for which machine you want it. Okay. So go back. Already download started for me. You can see here. We have this is for Windows something ARM 64. You can choose Windows directly. You don't need anything. Okay. Right. So this is most of you have Windows operating system, right? Just download for Windows. And here, if you want to choose different operating systems, so Linux, you can choose Linux here. Mac OS, you can choose Mac OS here. So if you scroll down, you can see that automatically got changed here, this download. Okay. So if you see here, this is what you should do, friends. Can you please confirm if you have downloaded Pycharm? Once you downloaded, what you have to do is this is the exe file. You should double click on that. What is that you should do? So this is downloaded one. So once downloaded, double click on that and then click on. So whatever the exe file is there, are you following steps clearly? Is this clear or any confusion? You don't have any confusion, right? So run on this, this thing, exe file. Following everyone? Okay. So please install this Pycharm along with me and keep it ready so that you enjoy playing with Pycharm. Yeah, you can say yes for this exe software, Pycharm exe. You can say yes. Already installed in my machine, just installing it just to show you. You get a setup window like this. Okay, then you just start saying next. And here, if you want, you can just add it to the this thing. You can see here, right? So there are two versions in my machine. I'll install one version, uninstall from my machine, okay, because I don't need both versions. So here, click on next. So I am trying to uninstall old version from my machine because already I have one more version installed in my machine. So I just uninstall that old version and then click on next. What that is already done now. So click on. So once that is uninstalled, then click on next. Maybe if you want, you can, if you want to create any desktop shortcut or anything else, you can choose all this. Okay, you can see, you can update path variable, environment variables, add bin folder to the path. Okay, and you can also choose associations.py. It's up to you. If you want, you can choose, else you can ignore. If you want to create desktop shortcut, you can select all this. Okay, so it's up to you. But I selected these three checkboxes because I know using this is useful for my machine. Okay, you can also check them, tick them if you think they are needed. Okay, and then are you clear with this window? So please tick all this. Okay, then click on next. Click on install. Okay, I hope all of you are doing the same with me, along with me, right? Are you doing the same along with me, friends? Just please answer in the chat box if you are following and if you are able to download and install. Okay. So download and install this Pycharm. It takes few minutes. Just wait for that. Let it gets installed so that we can start using Pycharm from today onwards. And I'll show you how to play with it different ways, how to debug it or and how to do all different things with Pycharm. Okay. Because debugging is something which you have to learn again. As we keep progressing, I'll show you how to play with debugging as well. Learn all these things. These are all very much needed for you. adding logging, adding debugging, okay, doing all these kinds of things are really needed for a real-time development. Okay, we'll reboot later because we are already in session. So what we do is let's not reboot, just click on finish. Okay, and then this is not needed. We have already installed one version now, not needed. So I have completed installing Pycharm. How about others? Are you able to install your Pycharm? Hari, Suri, Veer, Pradeep, are you able to install your Pycharm? Just please confirm in the chat box. So here then open your Pycharm now. So Pycharm, open that Pycharm community edition. That is enough for us. Okay. I'm opening that. I'll just show you how to create a project in Pycharm. Here, search in this thing and then open that Pycharm. Okay. Now we have successfully installed and opened Pycharm here. If anyone has any difficulty in installing Pycharm, just let me know. I'll help you. We don't need any tools here. Okay. Seems like UIP, this Pycharm people have improved this Pycharm. No problem. Skip all this. These are not needed now. And now what you should do. So here, this is your Pycharm window. So this is your project, this thing. What we do is, let's do one thing. We don't need matplotlib all this at this stage, okay? So you can close all this, create a new project first. How to create new project, I'll show you. If anyone has issues, you can screen share. I can guide you how to create a new project in Pycharm, okay? So first thing, so if you want to create new project, go to the file. Okay, so you can go to file here. Just a minute, friends. It is slightly little slow, not yeah. Now you can see here. Now go to the file and here from file. Usually, if it is for first time, it will directly just ask you to create new project. But if you have opened this till this window, go to the file and then new project. Create a new project. Okay. So then here, so just you have to provide name of your project. Okay. So you can give anything. Okay. Python project one. Okay, let it be. Python project one, let it be. So we can just give the same name, no problem. Or else something meaningful when you really work for some project. Okay. So if you want, you can create Git repositories. Okay. So now we are not integrating Git with our Pycharm, but later we do that integration of Git with our Pycharm as well. Maybe within next 4 or 5 sessions, we'll see that as well. How to integrate Git and how to push our code to Git repositories and how to fetch it so that our code will be in a centralized repository. Okay. So you also know that how to play with all that different activities. But for now, no need to connect, integrate your project with Git repositories. Okay. So now what do you do? Already you can see here Python got version has been included here. When you install Python software, then automatically while installing Pycharm, that Python version will be included. here. That is very important. That's why I asked you to install Python first. Okay, just provide your just project name here. Other all things are automatically pick up by this Pycharm. You don't need to do anything. Okay, so shall we just say create now? Here you can see here there is a button create. Just create that, and this project name, it's up to you. You can give whatever you want. For now, I am leaving this as is. Okay, I'm not making any changes to the project name, and just say create. I don't need want to, I don't want this in this Pycharm, and then just create new window. Okay. Now you have created new, you are all together created a new project. See, it's creating new virtual environment for your project. Okay. So this is how the project is created in Pycharm. So you can see all this. So where should we start creating your Python programs? This is your project. This is the your IDE, and then we have created a project. You can see here Python project 1, and right click on this. If you want to start creating your Python programs, right click on this and then new, and create a Python package. It's always good to have your package, own package. In that you can create your Python program. So you can see here, I am creating a package inside your project. See here, this is your project. Okay. Right click on your project and then inside that create a Python package. I'm just giving it as a basics. So right now we are working on basics. So I gave this package name as basics. Okay. And then enter. You can see here a new package is created for all our Python programs. Can you see here now? This is a package created here. What do you do right now? Once this is the project, inside project, create a package. Inside package, create, you can see init underscore dot py. So if it is package by default, every package should have this init dot py file inside that package. Just remember this, we'll talk more on this when I discuss modules topic. What topic? Modules topic. Okay. So inside package, you create your programs. This is the hierarchy. What is the hierarchy? Just quickly show you. Let me quickly show you your project. Inside project, you have package. Inside package, you have programs. This is the hierarchy. You should folder structure, otherwise you should follow. You can see it directly here in the Pycharm. This is the project structure. Inside this, now add one file. Now what I want to do, I just want to create a simple test file. So choose that package and then right click new. You choose Python file now. If you want to create a Python program, choose Python file. Okay. So Python file and then just test.py. Okay. You don't need to choose .py. By default, it will pick that py. You can see here. So we created a quick file now. You can see here. This is the Python program file. So now we did two simple programs so far, area of a triangle and area of a, so sum of two numbers. Now you can do one thing. You can choose any one program of your choice. Okay, you do one thing, just create. What is that create? You can choose, there are different flavors. If you don't want this background, black background, you can choose something else. There are different flavors available in Python. You can change your flavors as well. I'll just walk through that a little later. Okay. So which background you want to, that it's all up to you. But now, what is this? This program is, I'm just creating area of circle. What is that I'm doing? Area of circle. So this is the program I am doing. And then author is nothing but myself. So I put it as Manoram. Okay. So this is the author and this is the program name. Now, if you want to find area of a circle, first you need radius, right? So declaring a radius. So radius is important for us. So R equal to some 3.5. Okay. So that is one thing. Next one. So next after that, what do you need? You have to find area of circle. You can just create another comment and then inside this area equal to pi r square 3.1. So pi means what? 3.14 into r into r. Okay. So this is the area of circle. See, if you don't have any idea about these formulas, you can Google it and then copy and paste it also. Nothing, there is nothing harm in that. These days, we are in an era of AI, auto-generated code era. So we don't need to worry much about everything. Maybe in future, if we have any AI supported this thing, we'll integrate that with this Pycharm and I'll show you how to play with that as well. How to get this codes from chat gpt. We try to enforce all different practices just to make sure that you are getting all round experience of development, but don't rely on chat gpt or meta ai on or on any ai based tools right now. Don't do that from now itself. So once you are really familiar and you are independent of doing coding, later on you can do all that. So this is how you have to find area of circle. So radius is important. So we define that. And then, this is the formula pi r square. Generally r square, we don't directly apply. So we can put r into r or we can use power function. Okay. We can also apply asterisk, which we have in Python. Okay. And finally print it. So printing output. So what is that you should do? Printing output. This is what you should do. And here print the area of circle with with radius. I put a placeholder here. The purpose of this placeholder is to substitute radius here. With radius is again one more placeholder for this result area. Okay, dot format. See, this is IDEs are so sophisticated. It has intelligence. So this PyCharm has a lot of intelligence. You can see, right? Intelligence in sense, if you just type one letter, it shows you all the list of methods or variables starts with that letter. And this is called intelligence. And this is very much useful when you are working in real-time projects, development projects. So you don't need to type everything in using these sophisticated IDs. Just remember, most of you know that if I am not wrong, because you are working with all that. So then what do you do right now? Format of. So in place of first placeholder, we should substitute radius. So pass R to that. Sorry, pass R to that first placeholder. And then area for second placeholder. And finally close that. Okay. This by default picks as asterisk arcs, but this is not really needed as this is a sophisticated IDE. It picked up that. Okay, no problem. So you just need to pass format of that R comma area. Let that asterisk arcs be, which is automatically included by your PyCharm. We don't have a problem. Just leave it as is. Okay. Now what do you do right now? This is the idea of area of circle. So you can see here, this looks more interesting here. So run this program, how to run it? You can directly do it in different ways. One, right click and then say run test. What is the name of your program? Test.py, right click and then say test. Okay. Now you can see here the output at the bottom in the console. This is called console at the bottom. So the area with radius 3.5 is 38.465. This is the output. Maybe if you want, you can also add with the radius. Okay. is you can just add radius as well to make more sense. This is the idea, friends. Idea of what is that? How to install Pycharm, how to create project, how to create a package, how to create program, and how to add your code in Pycharm, and then how to execute it. One approach is once you write your program, right click on that and then say run that program. Second approach is you can see here directly you can go and click on this run button here. You can see here. You can see this modified output is coming here. The area of circle with radius 3.5 is 38.465. Okay. So this is how you create programs in Pycharm. Right? Okay. Are you able to test this program? Did you test it, friends? And can I get NS from all of you? Okay. Can I get NS from all of you? Okay. How about others? Veer is fine and Naveen is fine. Giridhar is fine. Suri should be fine. Hari should be fine, right? How about Hari and Suri? All of you are fine, right? Now, does all of you have Python setup ready with you? Okay. So this is all about the basic introduction. What is that basic introduction? About all simple basic programs. Today, what did we do? We did create some basic programs. We tried to install Pycharm and create a small program in Pycharm and how to, and we also have seen how to run that program. Okay. So the next topic is we have to start with something called the very, now from now onwards, we jump to the more interesting thing of programming. So actual this thing of programming. What is that? We start with decision making statements. What is it, friends? Decision making. So from here onwards, of course, it will be every day. Our sessions will be more interesting. Control statements. The next topic we are going to talk from now onwards is control statements. And actual programming starts from here. But before that, do you understand the basic programs, how to create all that? All of you are clear with that, what we did today? Okay. So then now we have to start with this control statements. I'll just give intro to this. We'll start doing coding from tomorrow. As class by class progresses, we introduce more and more coding to our sessions. Okay, because that is what the end goal. So I also urge you, request you, so to work with me, we work along with me. Okay, practice along with me, and if you have doubts, don't hesitate to ask me. Okay, my humble request is make sure you are on same page as me. Okay, now control statements. What is this? This without this is like heart of your programming. You got it, friends? Because without control statements, you cannot imagine any application or any project. Even though you develop, so that will be a minimal project. Okay, because with these are very crucial. This decision making statements, this loops, all these are very much needed in programming. Okay, you got it right. So what is control statement? It controls the execution flow of a program. What they does, they just try to control the execution flow. Generally, when you write a program, you see this is a program we have created. This is sequential execution. This is a sequential program. Here in this program, the execution happens line by line. What happens here? Here, execution happens line by line here. So we don't have big this thing here. Any complexity in this program. It's a very simple, plain program. But when you work in a big project, when you are working in a development project, apart from sequential statements or sequential execution, you need iterative execution. You need conditional execution. In such cases, control statements are very much necessary for us. So, and we have decision making statements and loops in Python as a part of this control statements. Decision making means this if statement, this if or if else. All this comes under decision making statements or conditional statements. Okay, second thing is loops. We need to look into that. So we need to check about while and for and all that. So these are loops. So this two itself forms the heart of programming. If you really know, if you really understand how to play with these conditions and conditional statements, these if statements and loops, your 80% of programming is done. All other things are just only creating wrappers around these things. Trust me, if you really master these things, this area, then 80% of programming area is mastered. Got it right, friends? So your goal should be having a strong hold on this fundamental level. Okay, fine. We'll work on that. We'll make sure we get that level. Only thing is, you just need to follow me, practice with me. That is important. So I request you to practice along with me. Take time. If I am moving little ahead of any topic, just stop me there. You practice it. And one more important, you got it right. We don't have do while in Python. We don't have switch in Python like in C, C++ or Java. Okay. So we all that you have to implement with whatever we have here, either with while loop or for loop or with the if statements. That's all. No switch, no do while in Python. Don't expect that. Okay. So this is all about intro to control statement, friends. And tomorrow we'll start working with all this one by one. So this will be more interesting and more useful for our programming foundation, friends. All of you are good with this? Clear, friends? So we'll stop here. Tomorrow I'll start introducing officially with all this. Okay. Shall we stop here for today? Tomorrow we catch up. So please don't miss your sessions and try to practice. That is only my request or suggestion, friends. You have all help that is needed, no doubt. Shall we stop here then? I'm stopping here. We'll catch back tomorrow.